Hello, Star Lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Today we're talking about
Happy full moon. Here we are on April 12th at 8:23 p.m. We're going to have a full moon. It's over the weekend. There's the building of the energy all week before that, and the stars the week before that. They are a little bit complicated. So this month of April is about change. And in April, we've got Saturn front and center helping us create order out of like things that are changing, the revelatory information you got after the confusion for the first quarter, the insights that you're getting, the people that you're all of a sudden looking at differently, the decisions that you've come to. Some of it's surprising and some of it's not surprising. Some of it's been like, oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this for a while. And then you're getting your steps in, like, finding your footing, and all of a sudden this full moon comes. And the good news about the full moon is that it's fast moving. The not so good news about this full moon is that it is like almost a revisitation of about 2 years ago, which we were getting through Saturn and Uranus, which is super supportive. With this full moon, you're going to be like, but wait, really? Is it? Is it really supportive? So you're going to be questioning again. That's okay. The questions aren't bad. The questions are just annoying because you're thinking, wait a minute, it's been 12 seconds and I just got answers. Now all of a sudden I'm questioning again. Just ride with it. It's a full moon, which means that it is fast moving. And so we've got the sun in Aries. It's sitting with Chiron. That's why this is such a bigger energy than normal for a full moon. And that opposition is the moon in Libra, and it's at 23 degrees. And so this 23-degree is that 2 plus 3 is a 5. So it is all about change. And you're like, oh, for crying out loud, haven't we been through enough change? Here's where the change is really super supportive. It's all for like healing, and it's for releasing, and it's for celebrating where you've been and looking out and saying, you know what, I'm going to create some space for myself so I can really move into the place where I want to be. I know it's been a lot. I know that I keep saying these same things about being bold, about taking action, about being expansive and letting the questions live and, being nimble, just, being uncomfortable, being unfamiliar with the unknown and all the things. Yes. And here we are. And I'm here to say that it's not going to let up anytime soon. And why? Because our minds are holding on too tightly. And once we let our mind just open up to the fact that, okay, we're at a full moon, it's going to move pretty quickly. It's going to be about change. I'm going to question some stuff. Cool. And in those questions, I bet that something better comes along. I bet I find something that's easier. It can be more supportive for me. Oh, wow, you know what? What if I released the struggle? Or what if I released the fact that I don't have the right support? Or what if I released the fact that I am feeling lack? Or what if I released the fact that I no longer have to do everything myself? That's how we can turn this. And that's exactly what this full moon wants you to do. Because that Aryan energy helps you take those bigger action steps. We have got so much flippin' support in the energy right now. It is a little cuckoo pants. So we've got Saturn being supported by Mars. And what that means is that we have the fortitude, tenacity, and desire to do things they're both in water signs, that are creative, that are relationship oriented, that are financially oriented, that are for more of that cyclic flow about how we really want to be true to ourselves. Yummy. Then we've got the soul karma that's collective also being supported by this. So, what things haven't been working in the world that could all of a sudden have the energy, the commitment, the forces, the money, the resources behind it to make a change? Boom sauce. That feels really good. What about how we communicate right now? Mercury is involved, and Mercury is involved with Venus, and they're hanging out together. And that is always a really beautiful energy for getting along with people and being able to attract them and being able to have good conversations that are really fruitful and productive. That's super yummy. Then there's Uranus involved, and Uranus is like, you know what? We can make some changes here that Yeah, they might seem a little bit scary at first, but you know what? They're going to be lasting for you. They're going to feel really super comfortable. They're going to make things more simple and more straightforward. What? Amazing. So there is so much gooey goodness here, and yet it's in the freaking question that our mind is like, I'm going to reject this question. And here I am to say to you, please don't. Please don't reject the question. Let the question come up and see where it takes you. That would be awesome. I will say that all the energy right now is about showing up. And I was saying that all through March, and March was confusing because you were thinking to yourself, yeah, but I'm showing up, but there's no one here, or I'm showing up and no one understands, or I'm showing up and it doesn't really feel that good. That was more for you to show up for yourself in ways that were supportive of you deeply and for you to step into your authority. So this is really interesting. I pulled an oracle card for this full moon and I got the shine card, which is the number 33, and it says it's time to shine your gifts. And there's like a picture of a person with like glittery, gold around her, and she has a big, huge fat smile on her face. And, it's like, ooh, that's really cool. I'm going to show up. And so I'm going to say yes to shining. And then what ends up happening is we're saying yes to things that aren't really ours. So the last week in my Rich and Powerful Leaders Academy, this came up for somebody. And it's beautiful because she's going on stages and she's getting some really great opportunities. And yet I said to her, but how are you using those opportunities? Are you really talking about things that you desire to talk about? Are you having it so that even though you can't sell from stage in a lot of these opportunities, you're getting paid some money. It's pretty nominal at this point. She's new to this. It's really wonderful. It's like a boom sauce awesomeness. And yet if she's just talking about something that's really interesting and it seems to be aligned with the people that she's talking to, that's one half of this shine equation. The other half of this shine equation is to show up for yourself. What good does it do if you've gotten everybody excited about you, but you haven't really connected with them about how they can further their connection with you? How good is it if you're talking about something that's really super interesting, but is somewhat tangential to what it is that you truly want to do? What is it when you're talking to the group that really isn't aligned with who you really want to be talking to? So you're kind of, massaging that and the message of that. So now you're really doing a beautiful job shining, but you're not doing a great job showing up for yourself. So this is a difference between shining and standing in your authority. And so that conversation, as I said, was really illuminating for the people in the room. So I just wanted to share that with you. When you're thinking about, creating this order out of chaos, or you're thinking about these questions that are coming up, the best question are going to be, how is this supporting me? Is this really good for my future? Is this aligned with my true life purpose or my soul mission? Does this feel good for me? Does it give me whatever your word is for the year? Or does it get me closer to what it is that I am looking to do? Those are really beautiful questions. So this full moon can be extremely luscious. It can be filled with energy that feels like your supports are coming in, like you're able to manifest, like you're taking the steps in the right direction. I got my first glimmer this past week, and at the time of the recording, it's a week before this, so it's not that far before. And we just got out of that revelatory March 30th, Neptune in Aries. And, of course, I marked that with different ceremony, different things. But, here I am living my daily life, la, la, la. And I go for a walk with Greg, my husband, and I say to him, and I'm looking around my yard, and it's kind of sort of maybe thinking about being spring in New England. Not so awesome. I'm not going to talk about the weather. I'm not talking about that. Because it makes me it makes me cranky. And so I was looking at the yard and I've got some overgrown things and it needs sorting, right? Like there needs some order created out of the chaos. I really did nothing last year. And so I'm like, ooh, and I you know what? I don't like our landscapers. The guy's kind of a douche. And I've just been kind of rolling with it because the guys who work for him are really nice. So it's really great for the fall and spring cleanups and the maintenance, but it's not a great relationship. Getting projects done, he ignores me or whatever. And I've been kind of pushing it off because I've been kind of like, whatever, right? And I said to Greg, I said, absolutely not. This is completely unacceptable. I am wanting to do more things. I want support in the yard. I used to do it all myself. Now it's just a time thing. And so I could use some help. You know what? I would really like to get someone new. And we talked about who neighbors were using. And I'm like, yeah, the yards don't look that great. They don't listen to the podcast. I'm fine. And so I said, literally not 24 hours later, I'm going to acupuncture, and my acupuncturist has the most lovely yard. And I'm like, holy crap, Joyce, everything looks amazing all the time. Who do you use for landscaping? Called him, was in less than 24 hours. Called him. We have a meeting today. I'm going to set all this up. I am super thrilled, super excited. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being open to things being easier, being open to things being more supportive, being open to things being more joyful. That's what this time is. So sure, I've got to, get coordinated with this guy. I've got to kind of put a little bit of effort in there. Got to walk him around, tell him what I want to do. I've got to tell the other guy, look, we've transitioned. No harm, no foul. We're just done now. So it's a little teeny tiny bit of extra stuff. The mind doesn't like that. The mind would be saying, oh, it's okay, because it has been for a while. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't really interact with them. It's fine. No big deal. They come. You don't have to do anything. That's what the mind wants to do, because the mind just doesn't want to handle any more mental load. But your heart is like, no. Your body might be giving you a sense that no. So that's where this full moon is going to come in, and it's going to provide you the right people at the right time, or the right situation, or the right words, or the right question. And so we are all open to that, because shining shouldn't just be work and effort to put yourself out there. It should also fill you up and really bring you gifts and bounty and prosperity that you're yearning for. So enough said about that. Citrine is the stone still. It's the stone of the month. The citrine is just absolutely luscious. That has been coming in lots of different ways this month. I was with a client talking about combining it with carnelian for creativity and just really beautiful power. I was talking to another client about combining it with amethyst and those blessings and that support and that relief. Talking to another client about combining it with a green stone, and what came in with moss agate, and it didn't seem to make any sense. And with her energy, you know what it transitioned to? It transitioned to ocean jasper, because that's more that prosperity flow. I've talked to a different client. Apparently, I've been talking about citrine a lot. Didn't even realize it. Talked to a different client about using it with lapis, because we're doing some work with her for connecting her mind to her heart. And lapis is such a beautiful stone for that. And yet, with the energies moving faster now, and with that Aries energy of showing up, the citrine is helping with that. It's like that glow from within. It's literally like the sunlight that lights you up from the inside out. And so think about it with the other stones, right? Really super wonderful. And if you get an idea about that, go for it. For me personally, I was talking about iolite yesterday with a client, and it was more I was showing her something, and I said, oh, wait. And in my head, I was like, oh, is this sodalite? And I was like, no, it's iolite. And I was like, ooh, there's something really beautiful about that path forward. And I've been getting some messaging about more winnowing around that. And I'm like, huh, I wonder. So on this full moon, I'm going to take that iolite in with that citrine, and rhodochrosite wants to come in with me. And I'm going to do a luscious ceremony around that. I don't really have all the answers right now. That's all I know. So I'm opening to say, cool. That could be really skippy fun. So with that, let's look at those intuitive success signatures, and let's get a little bit of zhuzh about like who you are and who do you want to be. Be unwavering in your conviction are some of the ones that are coming out. So let's take a deep breath in. Let's put on your intuitive success signature. Let's just vibe with that energy. If you haven't taken that 12-question quiz yet, go to your starmaptosuccess.com, answer those questions, come right back here, because we're going to bring this energy in with that citrine and that full moon energy, and we're going to be looking to just zhuzh and vibe you up right now. And so our own little mini personal awakening, just teeny, just kind of rounding out that revelatory energy from March 30th. And for you, wise strategist, we want to talk about your conviction, about things that you truly value. And when others are devaluing it, separate from that. That's not your truth. For you, intuitive visionary, this movement of energy is really exciting, but it is pushing you. It is a little bit of the shiny object syndrome because finally you've been able to act on new ideas. God, glory be, it's been too long. And allow yourself to really weave that into what is in your true power center. Make sure it's truly aligned. For you, creative superstar, let's talk about you not leaving money on the table. Let's talk about you showing up. That's that part of the equation. You do shine beautifully. Let's talk about you showing up and really receiving the bounty that's there. And for you, collaborative explorer, you got pushed out of the way a little bit. Oh, now I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, aha, here's the perfect message. You're giving your power away, my friends. So let us not do that. Let us have the right to take up space. Literally start every day saying that I can take up space and see where that goes, right? Ruling warrior, you're cutting yourself off from satisfaction a little bit. You are super excited about the success that's coming. You can feel it, you can taste it. It's right here at the tips of your fingers, and yet you're forgoing things that make you happy. And the last 4 months were all about that, so let's not let go of that right now. And then finally, for you, loving alchemist, let's really fully align with what you are bringing into your client containers and what you're getting out of your client containers. I'm not saying that you should raise your rates. I'm not saying that you're not dealing in selling to the right people. What I'm saying is there is this tiny little bit of misalignment. And when you get to this full moon energy, you want to say, how am I misaligned and how can I get it into better alignment? This is a 5 to 10 degree shift. This isn't a whole cloth shift. It's like just a little bit like a changing the dial a little bit. Okay. So for everybody, go ahead, unless you're driving, close your eyes. Let's get into your own energy. Let's sink into your seat. Let's feel your feet on the floor. If you're taking a walk, let's feel the beautiful soles of your feet hitting the ground. Let's let you, if you're walking on the treadmill or running, I don't know why I'm seeing people doing fitness right now, but I am. Perfect. Aries. Oh, I know. The sun's in Aries. So let yourself get into your own pace. I don't care what the Fitbit's saying or whatever. Let yourself get into your own pace. Apple Watch needs to go take a time out. So let yourself just be like, as you're moving or sitting in silence, just let's listen to your breath. Let's just feel your body. Let's feel your hips and your knees and your ankles. Let's feel your hips again. Your hips want some attention. That's about identity. Let's go into that diaphragm, into your shoulders, into your elbows and your wrists. Let's go back up your elbows into your shoulders again. Ooh, let's let some stress go there. Let's feel your jawline. Let's move your jaw around a little bit. I feel stress there too. Let's feel your cheekbones, your skull, your forehead, your top of your head. Whew. Let's go ahead and open up that crown chakra, connecting to that soul star. The cosmos are here, the sun, the moon, all this, the stellium and Pisces, just moving into Aries, that beautiful fire water energy with that air of Libra. Feels really delicious. We've got that grounding of Taurus. Feels super yum. Just feels super yummy. Brought all the elements in. So with those elements, let's feel the terra firma of the earth. Let's feel that viscousness of the water, the buoyancy of it, the fluidity of it. Can fluidate you beautifully. There's our word of the week. Let's go into that beautiful heart space, moving up to your throat, moving into air. And then I don't know why I'm doing this. Usually fire isn't at the top, but fire is at the top right now. Let's beautifully open up that crown chakra. Whew, and let's go up into the celestial gateway through your soul star and let your soul come in. Hello, magical one. Hello, wonder, magnificent being, brilliant shining star. Oh, it feels so good. Let's say yes to you. Oh, yes. As we then start to wear that citrine, let's bring that citrine down through our heart, into our belly, into that solar plexus. Let's radiate that sunlight from within, that glow, that radiance of who you are. Let it ripple out into the world. but you're fortifying yourself first. Let's bring in beautiful ocean jasper to open up into your sacral space so that you can roll with it and you can be fluid and really in that beautiful tempo and cadence of your movement. That divine creativity with the feminine and the masculine. Beautiful figure 8 between your hips. So horizontal figure 8, opening each one of those energies and linking through your root chakra, your sacral chakra for that gorgeous creativity, really fortifying it, strengthening it, amplifying it. That fills you up. Thank you, Ocean Jasper, for that. That feels luscious. Going down into the earth and the earth star. Whew. Carnelian wants to show up here for true creativity, the physical evidence in the world of your bounty. Bringing in some abundance here. That feels yummy. And as you're doing that, we are going to just let that seep in through your body as we leapfrog up into your root chakra, your sacral, your hara point, your solar plexus, and up into your heart. Amethyst was coming in really strong. She was like, pick me, opening up your heart. Oh, beautiful, beautiful illumination of showing up for yourself, connecting to the right people, attracting those that you truly desire. What you crave craves you, and that's all the lower chakras coming and opening up. Oh, beautifully luscious through that echo of the radiant citrine in your solar plexus, through that beautiful figure 8 movement with that gorgeous ocean jasper in your sacral and that fortification, opening up even more that receiving container, that wide, beautiful, almost triangular structure down in underneath your feet into that root of the earth star. Okay, let's open up the creativity, your will for creativity. Beautifully open up that. Thank you, Carnelian. And thank you, Ocean Jasper. And thank you, Citrine. Let's literally open up the diamond connections that you have as you're shining your brilliance. And you're attracting those who attract to you. And let's go to your throat for a moment, into that third eye, into the crown. Let's bring in both sodalite and iolite. Beautiful for directionality and clarity and in articulation. As we open up that beautiful sphere of wisdom. Yes to the yes on this. Electrically through your chakra and your auric layers, and magnetically through your flesh, blood, bone. We are here. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It is the new era. It is time. This is our intention, our creation, our word. As we then layer in our intuitive success signature, remembering our value, reclaiming our power, taking up space and creating space for ourselves, opening our hearts to satisfaction and passion and desires as much as success. For saying yes and receiving the value of who we are. And opening up even more to the bounty and the harvest within and without. And going through any minor adjustments, a little bit of tweaking to be truly aligned with our ideal clients in ways that fill us, that are everlasting for our success. Yes to the yes, 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 to the yes. This is the full moon with the sun in Aries, with that beautiful healing through Chiron, in that opposition with that moon in Libra for but a moment. At that 23 degrees, we let time stand still in that full celebration of life. Asking for the right questions to appear, being in wonder for the magic of the universe. Open to the yes of you. Let your soul drive. Your mind is in partnership with your soul. Allow this to be true. And so it is. It is done. And as you open your eyes, you feel your feet, your joints, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your diaphragm, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers and toes. Start moving your wrists a little bit and your fingers as well as your ankles and your toes, really getting this energy imprinted into your body. Saying yes in that, imagining each one of your cells lighting up. Feels really yummy. Giving great gratitude, of course, to the sun and the moon, those beautiful luminaries, but also to the stars that are in that beautiful support. They're all of them. We're going to say every single one of them. And to the gorgeous crystalline structure of the crystals themselves, citrine with ocean jasper, with carnelian, with lapis, even though lapis was silent in this, with sodalite that then came in, with iolite, with amethyst. Whew. And with the healing modality that's now available on my podcast, apparently. So enjoy. Let yourself come into the day a little bit more intentionally and give yourself some space. Here in the Northeast, it's a weekend morning, and actually wherever I am, knowing that I have listeners, it is still a weekend. So allow yourself to have a little bit of a slower rhythm here, because this was a healing that I haven't done to this level. A little bit of channeling in there. So thank you so much for being part of my world. I would love it if you would rate and review. That would super help me out. I would love it if you shared with friends too that you know that this would be aligned with. We're looking to grow. We're looking to get ready for the book that's coming out in just 2.5 months. And so I'm super excited about that. There'll be so much more on that later. And for now, happy full moon, happy stars, happy weekend. Until next time.
Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together, as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.